Amazing facts about your body. Your body is the most complex and incredible machine you will ever own. It works 24/7, performing billions of operations every second without you even noticing. But how well do you really know it? Here are the first 4 fascinating facts about your own biology that will make you see yourself in a new light. Fact 1. Your stomach acid is powerful enough to dissolve metal. The acidic environment in your stomach is incredibly aggressive, and for good reason. Gastric juice mainly consists of hydrochloric acid with a pH between 1.5 and 3.5. This is strong enough to corrode many metals, like zinc or iron. Your stomach lining is protected by a thick layer of mucus, which renews itself faster than the acid can destroy it. This powerful soup is essential not only for digesting food but also for killing the vast majority of harmful bacteria and viruses that enter your body with what you eat and drink. So, in a way, you carry a small but very effective chemical defense laboratory inside you. Fact 2. The human nose can remember 50,000 different scents. Forget about the weak sense of smell in humans. According to scientific estimates, an average person can recognize and remember about 50,000 unique odors. This ability is linked to about 400 types of olfactory receptors in our nose. Each odor molecule activates a unique combination of these receptors, creating a specific pattern that our brain interprets. Interestingly, the connection between smell and memory is one of the strongest in our brain. This is because the olfactory bulbs, which process smells, are directly connected to the amygdala and hippocampus, the brain centers for emotion and memory. That's why a random smell can instantly bring back a vivid memory from decades ago. Fact 3. Your bones are constantly renewing themselves. Your skeleton is not a dead, static frame. It is a living, active tissue that is constantly being destroyed and rebuilt. This process is called bone remodeling. Every year, about 10% of your entire bone mass is renewed. This means that in a decade, you essentially have a completely new skeleton. Special cells called osteoclasts break down old bone tissue, while osteoblasts build new one. This process is crucial for repairing microfractures, adapting bones to stress, like during exercise, and regulating calcium levels in the blood. The peak bone mass is reached around age 30, after which the balance can shift toward more loss than growth, which is why maintaining bone health throughout life is so important. Fact 4. The strongest muscle in your body, relative to its size, is your jaw muscle, the masseter. When we talk about strength, it's important to distinguish between absolute power and relative strength. The masseter, the main chewing muscle, is the champion in relative strength. It can develop a closing force on the molars of up to 90 to 100 kilograms. This incredible power is necessary for grinding tough food. However, in terms of absolute force, the largest muscle in the human body, the gluteus maximus, buttock muscle, holds the title. And the most enduring muscle is your heart, which contracts about 100,000 times a day without a single break throughout your entire life. So, we have different champions for different disciplines. We continue our journey through the incredible world of the human body. The first 4 facts showed us the power of acid, the sensitivity of the nose, the liveliness of bones, and the strength of muscles. Now let's look at the amazing abilities of our brain, skin, and circulatory system. Fact 5. The human brain is more active during sleep than during the day when watching TV. The idea that the brain rests during sleep is a profound misconception. In fact, some areas of the brain are more active during certain stages of sleep than during wakeful relaxation. When you fall asleep, your brain begins tremendous work on organizing memories, processing information received during the day, and clearing out metabolic waste. The stage of REM sleep, rapid eye movement sleep, during which we have the most vivid dreams, is characterized by brain activity almost comparable to that of being awake. At this time, the brain simulates various scenarios, which may help in solving problems and consolidating skills, like learning to play a musical instrument. So, a good night's sleep is not a waste of time, but a critical period for rebooting and upgrading your main processor. Fact 6. Your skin is your largest organ and completely renews itself every month. The skin is not just a covering. It is a full-fledged, multifunctional organ, and the largest in the human body by area. Its functions go far beyond protection. It regulates temperature, perceives touch, produces vitamin D under the influence of sunlight, and is even part of the immune system. Your skin is in a constant state of renewal. The outer layer, the epidermis, consists of keratinocytes that are born in the deep layers and gradually move to the surface, dying and becoming the protective stratum corneum. This entire cycle takes about 28 to 30 days. This means that literally every month you have a completely new outer shell. That is why the effects of treatments for skin problems or sun damage do not appear instantly. You need to wait for a full renewal cycle. Fact 7. Your blood vessels, if stretched out, could circle the earth more than twice. The network of blood vessels in the human body, arteries, veins and capillaries, is astoundingly extensive. If you were to take all the vessels from one adult and line them up in one continuous thread, its length would be approximately 100,000 kilometers. For comparison, the circumference of the Earth at the equator is about 40,075 kilometers. This means your personal pipeline system could wrap around our planet more than 2.5 times. The lion's share of this length comes from the capillaries, microscopic vessels where the key exchange of oxygen and nutrients for carbon dioxide and waste occurs. This gigantic network ensures that every cell in your body is no more than a few cell diameters away from its own life support channel. Fact 8. You produce enough saliva in your lifetime to fill 2 swimming pools. Saliva is an underestimated hero of our body. It not only moistens food for easier swallowing but also contains enzymes, like amylase, that begin the digestion of carbohydrates, has antibacterial properties, neutralizes acids that harm tooth enamel, and is essential for the sense of taste. On average, a healthy person produces 0.5 to 1.5 liters of saliva per day. If we take the average, about 1 liter per day, and multiply by an average lifespan of 75 to 80 years, we get a staggering volume of about 27,000 to 30,000 liters. That's enough to fill not just a large bathtub, but 2 standard-sized swimming pools, each about 12 by 6 meters. This is a vivid illustration of how much continuous, invisible work our body does. We are approaching the finish line in our exploration of the body's secrets. We've already talked about the brain, skin, kilometers of blood vessels and liters of saliva. The final 4 facts reveal the incredible potential hidden in our DNA, the unique imprint of our tongue, the real composition of the body and the surprising echo of our embryonic development. Fact 9. The DNA in one of your cells, if stretched out, would be about 2 meters long. And all the DNA in your body would stretch to the sun and back several times. Each microscopic nucleus of your cells contains an astronomical amount of information. The DNA molecule, the famous double helix, is incredibly tightly packed. If you unraveled the DNA from just one human cell, its length would be approximately 2 meters. Now consider that your body consists of about 30 trillion cells. If we hypothetically stretch and connect all this DNA into one thread, its length will be approximately 60 trillion meters, or 60 billion kilometers. The distance from the Earth to the Sun is about 150 million kilometers. This means that the DNA from all the cells of your body is enough to stretch from the Earth to the Sun and back about 200 times. This fact perfectly illustrates the phenomenal information density and the scale of the project that is you. Fact 10. Your tongue print is as unique as your fingerprint. We all know that fingerprints are unique. But it turns out that the pattern of papillae, grooves and folds on the surface of your tongue is also one of a kind and does not repeat in any other person. This uniqueness is formed in the embryonic stage and remains unchanged throughout life. While tongue prints are not as widely used in biometrics as fingerprints or iris scans due to the difficulty of obtaining a clear image, scientific research confirms their absolute individuality. So your tongue is not only a taste organ, but also your personal, inimitable biological signature. Fact 11. You are more bacterial than human by cell count. This fact may seem shocking, but it is a fundamental truth of our biology. Scientists estimate that the number of bacterial cells living in and on your body, primarily in the intestines, on the skin, in the mouth, exceeds the number of your own human cells. The ratio is approximately 1.3 to 1 in favor of bacteria. This community of trillions of microorganisms is called the microbiota or microbiome. However, by weight, bacteria account for only about 1 to 3% of your body weight, 1 to 2 kilograms, as they are much smaller than human cells. These bacteria are not parasites. They are essential symbionts that help digest food, synthesize vitamins, train the immune system and protect against pathogens. So, a person is not just an individual, but a whole superorganism, a walking ecosystem. Fact 12. Every person in the first minutes of life had gill slits and a tail. This is the most compelling evidence of our evolutionary past. In the early stages of embryonic development, around the 4th to 5th week, the human embryo develops structures called pharyngeal, or gill, arches and clefts. They are homologous to the structures from which gills develop in fish. Also at this stage, the embryo has a primitive tail consisting of several vertebrae. As development progresses, these structures are transformed. The gill arches become parts of the jaw, ear bones, larynx and other structures, and the tail dissolves, the vertebrae fuse into the coccyx. This amazing fact demonstrates that the blueprint for building any complex organism is based on ancient, universal modules that are reused in the process of evolution. Each of us, in the most literal sense, carries a direct connection to all life on Earth within our personal history.
Did you like the story? Click like, subscribe to the channel, and write a comment with your ideas for new stories. Thank you for watching and practicing English with me. See you in the next video.